Hi, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Ray.
And this is Cravey Snabies. Welcome to our channel,
where we are sharing God's infinite wonders.
one snake at a time.
Right in the middle of laughter, as if you controlled when we turned on the camera. Nice, right?
Yeah.
So today's video, it may look like Phoenix. My husband always says, "Is that Phoenix or Seraphina?" There is, I don't know. We see the difference. I don't understand how he can't.
Very big difference.
Very, very big difference. First of all, Phoenix is bigger.
Much
bigger. She will surpass him because she's female.
Yeah.
So
but
she will surpass him.
Right now, Phoenix is bigger.
Yeah, by about 150 grams bigger. And she's also very bright yellow.
Bright yellow and black.
And black. Phoenix is a more pale yellow with brown, like a chocolate brown.
Yes.
Almost. Yeah.
Yes. Hence the giraffe comment.
Yeah.
Being Melman.
Look at this baby girl. She's me. So today's video, all about Seraphina and forgiveness.
Topics.
Yes.
Very good topics.
So, Seraphina was our first morph market snake. She was our first order. Every other snake we'd gotten up to her had been in reptile expos.
Yep.
So, or Johnny was from a private breeder.
A private,
yeah,
a local private breeder.
So I saw pictures of her, and she just was gorgeous, and I'm like, I love her. So I reached out to the breeder. The breeder is Mantooth Captive Bred Reptiles. Mantooth is one word. Captive Bred Reptiles. He's out of Alabama, I believe. Nice guy, very nice guy. And so I ordered her. I paid for her. It got dropped off at FedEx on March 9th. Supposed to get to me March 10th. She made it to Memphis. Mm-hmm. And then that's it. The next morning, she gets out of bed and she says, "Is she here yet?" I'm like, "She hasn't left Memphis." So that was fun. We enjoyed that a lot.
Unfortunately, the weather didn't cooperate.
Yeah, there was big storms. There was like major thunderstorms, high winds. So that just happens. It's funny. We've had 2 morph market orders. Both of them were delayed in Memphis, and both breeders said this has never happened to me before. So I guess we're just lucky.
It's just our luck on morph market. What can we say?
But she did arrive on March 11th.
Uh-huh.
She was very cold. She was cold.
She was as beautiful as ever, though.
She was going into shed, remember? She was in blue when he shipped her. By the time she got to us, she was no longer in blue, but her colors were very dull. She was still gorgeous.
She was.
And she was still active. Gorgeous. She was cold, but she was active. She was not in any kind of danger of dying or anything like that. So we got her into quarantine, and my baby girl. And within, I think, 24 to 48 hours, she shed.
Yeah.
And then
had no problems.
Because even after I recorded the opening, because we both of our snakes that we ordered to be shipped to us, we videotaped opening them, because that way, if something was wrong, we had proof to show the breeder, hey, this is what was going on. Mm-hmm. And after I shot out the video, I looked at Kelly and I'm like, she doesn't look like she did in the pictures. And she goes, she's in shed. Like, she needed to remind me. But okay, you're right. Because I was thinking, this is not the snake. It is the snake.
It's the snake.
So she was born October 4th of 2025. So she's just over 7 months old. Yeah. Yeah, October 4th, yeah.
Time flies.
Yep. Her morphs, she is a leopard, orange dream, yellow belly, fire, and then she's double het for lavender pied. Lavender and pied, I should say. So she's got some of the things that we think if we bred her with Phoenix, what would those babies look like? Because they both have fire.
Fire and orange dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
And if we bred her with Leo, Leo is leopard pied. She's het for pied and has leopard in her. So it could be interesting. These interesting combinations. Yeah. And there's no big story as to how I named her. Honestly, I was stuck. I wanted to be the one to name her because Johnny and Leo were both named by someone other than me. And like I said in a previous video, I am horrible about naming animals. So for the first time ever, I used ChatGPT. I sent a picture and they gave a bunch of suggestions. And then I narrowed it down to 3. And then I asked Kelly, Corey, my sister. I think it might have just been those 3 that I asked for their consensus. And I don't think anybody agreed Seraphina should be the name first. I don't think anybody said first. You did?
I did.
I don't remember what the other ones even were. Do you?
Delilah, I think.
Oh, Delilah. Yeah, I really like Delilah. But what was the other one?
I don't remember, but it came down between Seraphina and Delilah.
Yeah.
Because the others liked that one.
Delilah, I love the name. Delilah came because, first of all, I love the name. I love the song by the Plain White Tees. I just love the name Delilah. And in November, the end of October actually, my husband and I fostered a kitten for the Humane Society that had her leg broken. It was a really sad story. The mother cat was crossing the street with her kittens, and there was a car that just didn't see them. And it was an all-black kitten, and it was at night. And some lady happened to be walking her dog when the car came skidding to a halt. Mama and kittens all took off, and she said that the guy even got out of the car and didn't see anything, so they drove off. And she took her dog home and then came back just to make sure, and there was one kitten that had its leg broken. And so we were fostering that kitten until it could get surgery and get healed. And in the meantime, I fell head over heels in love with her. She was just the sweetest.
She was.
Oh, she was so sweet. And she wasn't letting that broken leg stop her. But what we didn't realize is she had a major, massive infection. They had her on antibiotics, but it was just too much. It was too much for her little body. And and on November 9th, and I know the date because it was 2 days before my dad died and 2 days after that, my husband lost his job. It was a bad week at that time in my life. Yes. But I went in there to feed her evening meal because she needed help, and I found her dead. So I kind of wanted to put a positive spin on Delilah, but Seraphina just won. Yeah. And she is a Seraphina.
She is.
She's a Seraphina. You're Seraphina.
And we do call her Fina a lot. Yeah.
So, I mean, no big wow story, no big funny story like with Phoenix and Melman and that kind of thing. Her personality, she was a bit more shy when we first got her. She was a striky little girl at first. Didn't last long though. No. Like maybe a week.
No. She just needed time to readjust to where she was at.
I mean, she'd been through a stressful thing, getting shipped and being stuck in a box and being cold. And, you know, she's a great eater. Loves to eat. If we're heating up anything for any other snake, she's out.
She comes out. She smells it. She comes out looking.
Yep.
She's like, if they don't want it, I'll take it.
Yep. She's the only other one of our snakes that's actually on small rats now. Her and Phoenix are both on small rats. Hers are smaller because obviously she's a smaller snake. She will, because she's a girl, she will get to medium rats when it's breeding time. Once we're getting to the point where we know, okay, they've reached the minimum weight, they've reached the minimum age, then we'll use medium rats to fatten her up, along with Jordan or Lily or whoever else we're going to be breeding that season. Because you want to get them up to minimum 1,500 grams. My goal, and her and I both agreed, 2,000 grams, because they lose a lot. They can lose up to 500 grams just because they go off food.
And we want to make sure that they're healthy.
100% healthy. So we are not going to chance our snake's health just to breed. No. It's not happening. No. These are never going to be breeders for us. Ever, never. Our snakes are our pets. And if anything were to ever come up where we couldn't properly care for them and babies, there would be no babies. If something happens where they are physically not able to breed, we don't breed them, and we're going to love them just as much, if not more.
I would even go further than that and say that they're not even our pets. They're our family.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, I agree. That's a much better way to put it.
I mean, I'm sorry, but these are our family.
I hate going to work now. I like my job. I have a good job. I work for a great company. I have great benefits. I hate going to work. You would think I would like it because my office is in with all the babies. But this is what I want to be doing. I want to be holding them, taking care of them, changing their waters, cleaning their enclosures, breeding them, making videos, sitting here just talking with her about them all day. I mean, for pity's sake. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are in love.
They're our snabies. I mean,
when
you talk about dogs and cats and you call them fur babies.
Yeah.
These are our snabies. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of fur babies.
So yeah, these guys are I like I said in our introductory video, I've loved snakes since I was 12 years old, but I didn't know that I loved them like this.
And I was always terrified of snakes.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you haven't watched our introduction, please go watch it.
This came out of left field for me.
Literally.
I didn't know, but God knew. God knew this was what I needed, and I'm so thankful that He brought them into my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
I wouldn't change it.
No. There's a lot of things I would change in my life before getting rid of even one of these snakes.
Mm-hmm.
I would do so many other things than that because these guys are just... neither one of us can wait for the day that our snakes are so big that we just put them around our neck, come out here, we hold another one and it sits on our lap and the other one's around our neck and we just sit here and watch TV. And we just switch them out.
We often do at night. Come out here and we sit here and we watch TV and they're on our lap and they fall asleep on us.
Yeah.
They literally just fall asleep on us.
Yep. Never around the neck yet. This is still in exploratory mode for all of them so far. But they will get to this. This is why I do it all the time because I want them to be used to being around our necks. Because it's the easiest way to hold them and still have your hands free to do whatever else you want to do. But they're getting better at it. They're getting a lot better at it. Phoenix still wants to, give me a hug.
He's just saying I love you.
Yep. Again, with the feeding her, recommend Lane Labs. I'm going to put their logo right up here somewhere. We highly recommend them.
Yes.
Go to Green Room Pythons. Look at her shirt.
Green Room Pythons.
We are Green Room Pythons fans. We each have a shirt. We got the merch because we support him. So that's just a thing.
Yeah.
We love him.
We love that so.
Yo, he's so funny. He's so funny. Oh, Bob, if you ever watch this, we love you.
We do.
And Kent, if you ever watch this, she's not going to kill me, I promise.
Yes.
Oh, you'll understand that if you ever go watch any of his videos. But if you watch any of his 2026 videos, he has an affiliate link for Lane Labs. It will save you money on your order. We highly recommend them. Very good quality food. Shipping is always on time. Everything arrives very frozen. It's perfect. So we really love them.
Yes.
They are a little bit more expensive than
job.
other ones, but they're worth it. The quality is so worth it.
Never had a problem.
And there's so much more variety in the sizes of bags you can get with them than with others.
Yes. The amounts that you
And then
get.
the last thing I'm going to talk about in regards to snakes is I'm going to promote Tracy's book. I do it on every video. It's my Ball Python Bible. I will put the cover right about here, somewhere in here, right there, maybe over here, maybe there. Somewhere in there. It's on Amazon. If I could give you an affiliate link for that, I would do it in a second. I can't. Nope. It's worth it. It's worth full price. Trust me. It's worth it. We've used it so many times. So get that book. And if you ever have any questions about snakes, reach out to us. Yeah. Please comment below with any questions, any comments, any suggestions. We are open and we will read them and we will respond. So, all right. Now we would like to talk about...
Now we're going to get into the God talk.
This is necessary.
This is the
really
part
necessary.
that I love.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the snakes too, as I always say. Don't get me wrong. I love my snakes. But I love God too. And I do want to share something with you. Because it happened just recently, and it's something that I myself have always struggled with. And I think if I struggle with it, there's got to be other people that are out there struggling with it too. If you need to reach out to somebody, if you need to talk to somebody, I highly recommend talking to somebody because...
And we're volunteering ourselves.
We're
not professionals,
no.
But we will help you.
I
in
talk
any
to
way we
people
can.
all the time. I do have a therapist, that I speak to about certain things. But just in my everyday life, I'm so lucky to have this woman sitting next to me
Oh.
because I know that I can talk to her about anything.
Ditto.
She doesn't judge.
Same.
She's never once judged me. And she's helped me through so many things.
Same.
So if you have a trusted somebody out there, I'm glad. Use that person. They will help you through it.
I'm going to take one little moment here to bring this up because I've thought about this in other videos, and I'm going to let her go on and talk about the rest of this because it's very, very good stuff. If you watched our introductory video, and honestly, I think at least one of our other videos, we've talked about how we met. Yeah. And that, I cheated. I was single, but her husband was married to her, and I was having an affair with him. And now he's my husband.
Yes.
And if you watch the introductory video, she even talks about how, I wanted to hate this woman. She tore my family apart. Me personally, and this is not me excusing what I did, I take exception to that because it takes more than one person. I could not have done anything if he wasn't willing.
That is true.
And he wouldn't have been willing if there wasn't things wrong in the marriage.
That is true.
Now, and I know that she meant that. I didn't get upset with her or angry or even bring it up until right now because I knew what she meant. But it could have come across a differently way on the video. But that is not an excuse. If there was something wrong in their marriage, he needed to address it with her. She needed to address it with him, and they needed to deal with it. Him going out and having an affair was not the fix. It was not a way to handle it. It was not proper. It was not Christian. It was not moral. It was not ethical. It was wrong in every single sense of the word, and I was wrong for participating. Now, I've thought about this a few times. Anybody who's watched that video and then watches the rest of our stuff, and they're like, well, no wonder why she had her come live with her because, she owed that to her. At the very least, she owed that to her. You tore apart her marriage. Of course she should ever live with you. It's the least you can do for her. Nope. I can guarantee you that when God told me, because he did, you need to have her come live with you. And we're going to get into that story on the video where we talk about all of her stuff. We're going to get into how and why she came to live here. But when God told me that, there was a part of me, and I'm not going to lie, there was a part of me that said, yeah, you owe that to her. You definitely owe that to her. But when you think about everything that could have gone wrong here, when you think about how badly our relationship could have gone because of how we met, if she hadn't forgiven me, all the kissing ass in the world, and I try not to swear at all, that's not really swearing, but it kind of is. All the kissing ass in the world, I could have been bowing down to, please, I'm so sorry, every day. And if she didn't want to forgive me, it wouldn't have mattered. Her living here does not fix anything. Her choosing to forgive me fixed it. Me choosing to forgive myself fixed it. So please go on.
Yes. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about anger first because I think anger is where it starts. I noticed the other day I was driving with my oldest son, and he's kind of got a little bit of an anger problem behind the wheel. And I imagine that a lot of Americans have this problem with road rage.
His dad does.
And, it was one of those things that as I'm sitting there next to him, and I'm watching and I'm listening to him as he's getting angry over the littlest things that these cars are doing as he's driving. And he's becoming angrier and angrier. And I'm thinking, whoa, hold on a minute. You need anger management classes here or something. What's going on? Nothing is that bad that you need to be this upset about it, And I think back and I think, you know what? I'm not driving now because of medical reasons, but I've been there. I've done that. Yes, we all get angry, right? We all have that.
Oh, and I told her when she was telling me about this, I got so upset with Corey for his road rage that I literally told him I'm going to stop riding in the car with you. Because he wouldn't just get mad that somebody cut him off or somebody cut through a parking lot to avoid a stoplight. He's calling them every name in the book. I don't want to be even witness to that. Because you don't know what they're doing. Maybe they are just breaking the law. Or maybe they just got a phone call that their child is at daycare and didn't wake up from a nap. And they're racing to the hospital because their baby just died of SIDS. And they're hoping to get there to save it. The parent desperation. You don't know what's going on with them. Maybe they are just not law-abiding people. But maybe there's something else going on. But no matter what, even if they're not law-abiding people, they are still our brother and sister in Christ. If they've accepted Christ, that is. But they're still people. So go on. I don't want to keep hijacking.
So, anyway, I'm in the car with my oldest. We're driving. He's getting angrier. And I'm having a conversation with him. And I say to him, I say, son, does this really help you by being so angry and yelling? Does it make you feel any better to be yelling at cars and knowing that they can't hear you, that nothing comes of this? You know, I said, because the way I see it, you're the only one here that is getting hurt by this. It's your blood pressure that's rising. It's you that's going to have a heart attack in your early 30s if you keep going at this rate. You know, they don't know that you're mad at them.
Amen.
It's not doing you any good. It's not hurting them. It's hurting you. I said, you really need to work on this and find a way to work on that anger and bring that calm into you. And now I can say that, and it's easier for me to say, but I was once in his position. So I can truly, honestly say that can it be done? Absolutely, it can be done. Is it easy? No. It's going to take work, okay?
And prayer.
It's going to take work and prayer. Yes. Because I didn't do it alone. I did not get to this place alone. I had a lot of help from the Lord above. He helped me get where I am, and he helps me where I am every day.
Yeah, I was going to say, because she's not, if she talks about what the situation is, that's fine, that's up to her. But she's not completely there yet, but she is so much better than she was when she first got here, in regards to this specific situation, for sure.
So, there's a couple of verses from the Bible that really kind of stand out for me, and I thought I would share them with you guys.
Please do, because they're beautiful.
So Ephesians 4:26-27 says, "Be angry and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil an opportunity."
Oh, that's so perfect. So perfect. God's word is so perfect. I love that. I love that.
It is. What? Tell me more. Why is it so perfect?
Because, okay, Jesus got angry. When he came into the temple, he threw tables. He was mad. It was righteous anger. There is a huge difference between righteous anger and then anger. Anger that leads you to sin.
There is nothing wrong with being angry.
Nothing at all. But be angry and yet do not sin. That's the key part of that whole thing. If I find out that some person broke into our neighbor's house and shot and killed them, I am angry about that sin. I am angry about that taken life. I am angry. Now, if I go out there and I get a gun and I shoot him back, there's a sin.
Mm-hmm. And now
do I want to because I'm human? Okay. But doing it is different. Be angry and yet do not sin. That's my favorite part of that whole thing. Mm-hmm. Do not give the devil an opportunity, because trust me, if you give it to him, he will run with it.
And that's the thing, is anger leads to the devil. Yes. That is the opportunity that the devil needs. The minute
anger that's not righteous.
The minute you crack open that door, he slips in.
Yep.
You've given it to him.
He'll either sneak in or he'll just pound that door right down and come marching in.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of pride, because he thinks he's all that.
So there's another one, Psalm 37:8. says, refrain from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself. It tends only to evil.
Yeah.
Huh. Why do they all lead to evil?
Yeah.
Do you sense a theme there?
And you notice it's saying refrain from anger. Okay, there is a difference between refraining from and completely avoiding it. There's going to be times that you're going to get angry. First of all, God made us human. He knows that we're going to struggle with the human things. When we turn to Him in our anger, we're doing everything we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Give your anger to God.
There is some anger that is justified. So refrain from anger. Try to fight it. Try to talk to God. Give it to God. Do everything. Let go and let God.
Yep.
And forsake wrath is huge in that one to me.
One of the things that I've learned to do is to say to God, God, I am so angry at whatever it is that I'm angry with. I need your help right now. Please.
Don't you do it.
Comfort me,
No.
calm me, give me the peace that I need. Help me to move past this.
You need to get down.
Because I know I can't do it alone. And he will help. He will help you. He helps me.
He absolutely will. He absolutely will.
He will help you through it. All you need to do is ask. Give it to him, and he's going to help you. Now, the hard part of all that is the forgiveness part. Because things make us angry all the time. I was angry. We're going to go back to our beginning story for a second, because
yes,
Ray was right. I was angry at her. I
And
was
she should have
angry
been.
at Corey. I was even angry at myself.
Yeah.
Okay? I was.
If you're a wife out there, you know that feeling. What did I do to fail? How did
Yes,
I fail him in such a way that made him go
absolutely.
to the arms of another woman?
I failed. I was a failure. That was a hard pill to swallow. Because I didn't live up to my role of a wife and do what I was supposed to do, that he felt the need that he had to go somewhere else. That was hard. And I was angry. I was angry at myself. I was angry at her. I was angry at him. I still had a life. I had a career I had to do. I had kids I had to take care of. And I was falling apart. I mean, it was not pretty. I can tell you that.
One of the things that we talk about sometimes, well, actually a lot of times I bring it up, is the very first summer after those two split up, and it was Corey's turn to have the kids over the summer. And so we drove all the way back to South Dakota, where they were living, to pick up the kids for the summer. And she brought them outside. She was standing outside of her apartment with them, and the kids got in the car, and Kelly is standing on this sidewalk. Now, Kelly doesn't know me from anybody except that I helped her husband cheat on her. That is the only way she knows me. And by this point, some things had happened in the divorce that made things even more cantankerous. I needed to fill out a whole biography of why I can deal with her children. I mean, she was being a mother. She was being a protective mother bear, and I will never fault her for that. My kids are going to go off and spend 3 months with some other woman. I want to know that she's qualified too.
My kids came first.
So, but by this time, I'm like, okay, she really just does not like me. But here's this mother, this woman. So woman to woman. First of all, I shouldn't have helped her husband cheat on her, woman to woman. But here's this woman and a mother. I'm a mother, and I have had to say goodbye to my children. She didn't know this about me, but I've had to say goodbye to my children. Standing on the sidewalk as her kids got in the car, all smiles. Hey, bye, Mom. See you at the end of the summer. Boom, they're happy. They're going off to Indiana with their dad and Ray, and she's crying. And I first of all, don't cry in front of me because I'm a sympathy crier. But second, I look at Corey and I said, she is crying, and he goes, yeah, so, because that's where they were then.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no. And I unhooked. He had a car in gear. We were about to back out. I'm like, no. And so I take my seatbelt off, and he puts it back in gear. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, no. And I get out, and I go over there, and I hug her. And she cries on my shoulder for 30 seconds because she didn't like me. But why is this woman hugging me? And we talk about that. Like, here's this woman that you hate at this moment. You have so much anger towards her, and she's coming to comfort you in this moment. And what turmoil that caused within her, you know?
Because I think something deep down in my soul knew.
Oh, I mean, I think something deep down in our soul knew we were supposed to be besties.
Yeah. But at the time, it was just...
I know, yeah.
But there was a connection or something.
But that might possibly have started the path to forgiveness of me. And then a mutual friend that we just had from years and years ago.
Yes.
Helped that out too, so.
Yes, she did. She
But go ahead and talk about why forgiveness is so amazing, though, because this video, if it's a little bit longer, I apologize, but this is so worth it because this is so huge in this country right now. Anger, 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 anger. And nobody thinks about forgiveness and why it's so wonderful. So go ahead.
So I quoted Ephesians earlier with the anger part, for Ephesians 4:26-27. Well, if you read a little further in Ephesians, it goes on to say, this is chapter 4:31-32. It says, get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. If Christ can forgive us, the least we can do is forgive each other.
And that really is the least.
That
it really is the least.
So that was one of the things on my journey that I had come to was I had to learn how to forgive myself, for one. Because that anger that I had, that I'd been holding on to, it wasn't hurting anyone but me. It was bringing me down.
Even her anger at me, that wasn't affecting me.
No. Ray and Corey were living their life, and I was seeing it on social media.
We were happy, happy, happy.
And the boys were coming home every summer and telling me all the wonderful things that they were doing, and she'd make posts about our boys, and my kids would be in the pictures, and I would be thinking, who are you to take my boys? Because those are my kids. They're not yours, they're mine.
Ruffled the feathers. I wasn't doing it to ruffle her feathers, but I understand why
No,
you did.
but it was, and...
But I looked at it like I married Corey. Corey's a package deal, so his boys are my boys.
Yeah.
And that's it. But when you're on the outside on her position, I completely understand where she was coming from.
And when the healing, and this is the key part, the healing needed to happen within me. Because when that healing started happening and things started changing and I started the forgiveness of myself, I was then able to start forgiving other people. And
there's a saying, you cannot love anyone else if you don't love yourself first. I used to argue with my dad until I was blue in the face about that. That is horseshit, is what I would tell him. It's true. And it goes hand in hand with this, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It truly does. Because I think it's an honor now that my kids actually had two moms. They did. They were lucky.
Yeah.
They were lucky they grew up with two moms.
When you get to that point, you can look and you're not jealous over what's in your children's lives. You're like, that's more people to love them.
Yes.
How is that a bad thing?
Yes.
Yeah. And and now that she knows me, she knows I've never tried to take the role of mom.
No.
I am stepmom. I have a mother figure in their life. I have a maternal role. But never would I ever, she could die tomorrow and I would never try to take her role. That is their mom, and I respect that 100. Even when I didn't like her, because I was only hearing certain stories too. So even when I didn't like her, story. I still respect. That is still your mom. They would be out here and they didn't want to call their mom. Call your mother. She misses you. But boys don't like to be on the phone. It wasn't that they didn't want to talk to their mom. No. They don't want to be on the phone.
It's boys.
It's boys.
It's
yeah.
boys.
It wasn't that they had anything against her. They just like, oh, come on,
I want to play my video games.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, that's where we are with forgiveness. And
all your anger that you have at other people does not affect them at all.
I just think anger is not worth it And forgiveness is the greatest gift that God gave us.
Oh, it is amazing.
And I truly urge you to use it, to forgive. If you haven't forgiven somebody, think about forgiving them for something. Because it's going to change you. It's going to make you a better person.
And I'll get into this too. I mean, I know this video is probably already a little bit longer than we wanted, but the hardest forgiveness to give is to those people who have never said, I'm sorry. She forgave me before I said I was sorry. But I have said I'm sorry since then.
Yes. Yes.
But she did forgive me before that. If she hadn't forgiven me, she would never have agreed to move here.
Right.
Why would she have agreed to live with somebody she hates?
No,
she would never have done that. She forgave me
I came
long
to
before
terms
that.
with that a long time ago.
Yeah, she did.
Long before.
Now, in November of 2003, I was raped by somebody that I consider to be probably one of my best friends ever. He's never said I'm sorry. He denied ever doing it. And it took me years. But I can tell you right now, 100%, if he were to suddenly leave out east and move to Indiana, and I would run into him in Walmart, would I want to be friends with him? Probably not. But at no point would I wish him evil. I would not wish him harm. I do honestly hope that he is happy, that he is fulfilled, and that he's come back to God. Because if he has come back to God, he's atoned to God for what he did. Mm-hmm. And that's all that matters. Because him apologizing to me does not establish his eternal life. But him talking to God does.
Yes.
And she's dealing with her own things that that's not my place to share. But she's dealing with her own things about trying to forgive situations and people that are not apologetic. And that is the hardest thing.
It is.
But it is worth it.
It is worth it.
It is so worth it. It's not easy. It is worth it. Everything is easier when you rely on God for the strength. Because you as a human don't have the strength you need to do this. But God does. And he will give you that strength. If Christ can forgive us, and he died for what we did, there is zero reason we shouldn't forgive other people and rely on his strength. Because he has it. He proved it already. Yeah. So, I think this was a very, very good topic to talk about. It was. And those are some beautiful Bible verses. Absolutely beautiful.
I think it needed to be said.
It did. And if you're ever struggling...
It's very relevant to today. Because I see in this world a lot of anger.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of anger happening.
Oh, you're a Republican? I hate you. Oh, you're a Democrat? I hate you. Just that alone. Just that. That doesn't mention everything else that's going on. Yeah. That alone, the political divide is ridiculous.
But yeah, it's very relevant for the world that we live in today. And the world is such a better place without anger, obviously. But just yesterday, quick story. I know this is a long video.
No, go ahead.
But yesterday we were out and Ray was wearing a shirt that I absolutely love, and
I kind of want to get it in several colors now, just so I can wear it. Yeah. But on the front it just has a cross. On the back it says, "Need a prayer? Tap my shoulder." And then it says, "Let's take this to God together." And then it quotes the Bible verse that says, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I will be there." So go ahead.
So she's wearing this shirt while we're out and we're running some errands and doing a couple of things. And she had a couple of different people that actually stopped her and started to talk to her.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there and I'm watching this and I'm just, a smile is on my face and I'm amazed and I'm thinking, this is so awesome, because strangers are coming together and talking in a peaceful way.
With love.
With love. And one of them was a veteran, and we love veterans.
Yep. So we thanked him enormously
for his service, and
he's been
we
in
always
all
thank
the
veterans
branches of the service. This old guy, he's in all the branches of the service. I mean, he has seen some stuff.
Yeah, it's so amazing, and I want to live in a world where strangers can just walk up to other strangers and be polite and have conversations and not have to worry about who you're talking to and whether you're going to get hurt or whether they're going to do something to you. That's not the world I want to live in.
You know what? And the thing is, when I ordered that shirt, my first thought, I almost didn't order the shirt. Because when I saw the shirt, my first thought was, is she going places? She's going places. She's got things to do. When I first saw the shirt, my first thought is, if I wear that shirt and I go out somewhere and some hateful person sees it, I can see them coming up and tapping my shoulder, and I turn around and they stab me. That literally came into my head.
Yeah. And that's sad that you actually had to think
Because
about
it
that.
happens.
Because it does happen. Things like people are attacked for their faith all the time.
Christians are getting more and more and more attacked.
And that's a
people are
scary
literally
thought.
dying in this country. This used to happen in other countries. It's happening in the United States. People are dying for being Christians. They're dying for being Jewish. They're dying for being a lot of different reasons. But people are dying for their faith. And that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. And then I just thought, well, you know what? If that happens, as much as I don't want it to happen, if I die for the name of God,
Yes.
there's not a better way to die.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm not ready to die. I don't want
want
to
to
yet. I'm so excited to see Jesus, but there are things I want to accomplish on this planet. But
if I go,
if I go and I go in the name of Jesus,
mm-hmm.
if I go in the name of Jesus, it doesn't get better. So, we are really making this long, but I had a feeling once we came up with this topic, it was going to be a little bit of a longer video.
We
Hopefully
want
with
to
some of my
thank you
editing.
so much, though, for staying with us and
Yes.
sharing this journey with us.
If
And
you ever have questions about anything we've said, anything about our relationship, if you are personally struggling and you don't want to just comment, you can just comment, message me, and we will figure out a way. Tell us how to message you, whatever.
Yep.
But no matter what, any supporter we have, whether you're a supporter or not, we pray for everybody all the time.
Yes.
So please like this video. Please share it on Facebook, text messages, private messages. I don't care. Please share it. I think I have a dog that's going to go pee in my house really quickly, so I gotta go. Please subscribe to our channel, and don't forget, we're now on Patreon.
Yep.
We're now on Patreon, so go to patreon.com/cravies snabies. We also have a Facebook page. You can go on there and follow us on there. Say bye, Seraphina.
Oh, and look, she just took her head out.
And don't forget,
She's shy.
God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good.
Thank you so much for your support on YouTube, on Patreon, on Facebook. Your prayers, we appreciate everything. Thank you. And God bless.
God bless.
Bye.